It was just past midnight when the rain began to fall, slow at first, then pouring as if the sky had finally given up holding back its tears. On the 5th floor of an apartment building in a quiet American suburb, a woman in a white blazer stood helplessly outside her own door. Her makeup was smudged, her feet ached, and her eyes told the story of someone who had been holding the world together all day, until now. She had locked herself out. No phone, no keys, no one to call. But that night, fate would send her help from the last person she ever expected, a tired single father in a gray tank top, holding his sleepy little girl in his arms. And neither of them knew that the woman standing in the hallway was hiding a secret that would change his life forever. Before we begin this unbelievable journey of compassion and second chances, make sure you subscribe to Kindness Diaries, where we share real, heartfelt stories that remind us how powerful human kindness can be. Don't forget to like, comment, and share your thoughts below. Your engagement helps us reach more people who need a little light in their day. The woman's name was Clare. Most people in the city knew her as a sharp, confident CEO, the kind who walked into a room and made everyone sit up a little straighter. But tonight, she was just a tired human being caught between exhaustion and embarrassment. She knocked on her door again, knowing very well no one would answer. She lived alone. Her voice cracked as she whispered to herself, "Great. Just what I needed." Down the hall, a young father named Adam had just finished reading a bedtime story to his daughter, Lily. The little girl had fallen asleep in his arms, her tiny hands curled around his shirt like she never wanted to let go. He carried her gently to bed, but before he could close her bedroom door, he heard something. A soft cry. Followed by a frustrated, quiet sigh. He paused. Should he check? It was late, and he was exhausted from working 2 jobs. But something in the sound tugged at him, maybe because he knew what it felt like to struggle alone. He stepped into the hallway. There she was, standing under the flickering hallway light, drenched from the rain, arms wrapped around herself like she was trying to stay from falling apart. Are you okay?" Adam asked softly so he wouldn't wake Lily. Claire turned, startled. She wasn't used to strangers seeing her vulnerable. I locked myself out," she admitted, trying to smile. "Phone's dead. No spare key. And the building manager won't pick up." Adam nodded. He'd been there before. Too many times, actually. "It's all right," he said gently. "Come in. At least get warm. I have tools, I can try to help open the door." Claire hesitated. She wasn't used to accepting help. She was used to giving orders, not being the one who needed saving. But the kindness in his eyes felt steady, safe. So she followed him across the hall. Inside his apartment, Claire was surprised. It was small, but warm. Lived in. Filled with drawings taped to the fridge, soft blankets, and the faint smell of pancakes. She noticed the little girl asleep down the hall and smiled softly. "You have a beautiful home," she said. Adam laughed. "It's not much, but we do our best." He wrapped a blanket around her shoulders and went to grab his toolbox. She watched him working on her door for nearly 20 minutes, trying different tools, adjusting the lock, even apologizing when something didn't work. He didn't complain. He didn't judge her. He didn't even ask what someone dressed like that was doing alone at midnight. He just helped. Eventually, the door clicked open. Claire let out a breath she didn't know she'd been holding. "Thank you. Seriously. I don't know what I would have done." Adam shrugged. Anyone would have helped. But Claire knew better. Not everyone helps. Not everyone stops their night, their routine, their responsibilities to show kindness to a stranger. Before she went inside, she noticed the dark circles under his eyes, the tired way he stood, the slight sadness he tried to hide. "You look like you've had a long day too," she said gently. He chuckled. "Most days are long. Single dad life. But Lily makes it worth it." Claire's heart tugged. She knew something about long days, days that were filled with boardrooms, deadlines, competition, expectations. But she didn't know much about long nights filled with bedtime stories, tiny socks, and a child who depended on you for everything. "You're doing a great job," she said. Adam blinked, surprised. Most people didn't notice him at all. Claire disappeared into her apartment for a moment, then came back out holding a small business card. If you ever need help, anything at all, call me, she said. He smiled politely. Really, it's okay. You don't owe me anything. But Claire shook her head. No. Kindness deserves kindness. She handed him the card and said goodnight. Adam didn't think much of it. Until the next morning. When he finally looked at the card, his eyes widened. Her name. Her position. Her company logo. She was a CEO. A powerful one. And he, a man struggling to pay rent some months, a man who patched his daughter's backpack instead of buying a new one, had helped someone who lived in a world so different from his that it barely felt real. He tucked the card away. He didn't want to bother her. Wealthy people were busy. They had their own lives. But fate wasn't done with them. 2 weeks later, Adam got a call. Hi, this is Claire. I was wondering if I could take you and Lily out for dinner to properly thank you. The dinner was simple. A small local diner with warm French fries and sticky ketchup bottles.